Gotta dream big, gotta dream big. Gotta dream big, gotta dream big. Gotta dream big, gotta dream big. Gotta dream big.
Who will stop me now? I always been hip-hop consistent. From clothes to my flow, with your rap exquisite. Plenty years doing music, I'm an all-star in it. Like if rappers b-ball, playing 48 minutes. I ain't trying to hear shit, I seen it all like a witness. I know all of y'all that hate me and you're all on my shit list. We started spitting same year. Only difference is I'm still winning, y'all to wrap it up like Christmas. Yeah, you gave it a little push, then dismissed it. Good, all you do to hip-hop is kill it quickly. I had to weed out all the jerks, cause those motherfuckers eating more than they work, and that's not good for business.
All right, this is DreamBIG HipHop. We have a super beyond special guest here. We have something going on where this podcast is at a steady growth. You know, let's take it 100% honest. I'm not here to try and showcase something outlandish or fabulous luxury. It's a process that DreamBIG HipHop podcast is on a pace with. And right now we have something that's kind of like a home run in a metaphor aspect to a goal. A special guest here. I know you guys see him right now. What I see from this gentleman right here is hard work, dedication, success to an extent of athletes, as we like to, refer to here as the student athlete or athlete entrepreneur. The podcast is on a wide base with those three subjects. But today we have Daniel Echeverri. Is that correct, or is that not the Spanish?
The Spanish version is Echeverri, and then
Daniel Echeverri, and I gotta say it again, Daniel Echeverri. He is from South America, Colombia.
Born in Medellin, Colombia. Moved to the States when I was almost 7.
I'm a little bit more anxious to hear this story because I know the gentleman, and I've been fascinated by the way he grew himself as an athlete. Beyond expectations on my level, because we met differently in a different matter, but I want you to start. Let's say, where can we start with this, Daniel? Oh, okay, you said you were born in Medellin, but where did it grow this connection with sports?
When I came to the States, my parents, we have the Spanish parents, come here, you're like, hey, you guys got to do something, So that's when the Panthers were really big in '96, and they made it to the Stanley Cup final.
Okay. So this is Florida. On roots.
Yes, on roots to
from
hockey.
Medellin, Colombia, you came to Florida.
Yep.
Here you planted your roots. You saw the excitement of the Florida Panthers.
Yep.
The way they were pointing down there, and that caught your eye. Out of all the other sports that are kind of like classic legendaries in their own right, with Dolphins and Heat, you took on the Panthers sport. Yeah. You saw that, and you were like, I'm going with it.
It just caught my attention, something I've never seen, something that we don't see in Colombia or in South America.
True.
I was like, this looks different, it looks exciting, and I just gave right into it.
So when you say get right into it, this is on an elementary or recreational or school team, or were you just like out there just finding a place to play? In Florida.
First I was out there trying to find a place to play, but in Weston they have to Quest Trace Park. They have a roller rink in there. And
so this is Western Florida. Shout out to Western Florida.
That's how I started. There's like little youth leagues there and stuff like that, and I just kept getting better and better and improving, and then kept going from that to the ice, and then from there kind of grew a lot. So.
And your parents at this point are like, we gotta. He's doing a great job. We're gonna invest in him.
Yeah.
Or support the dream.
It was more of support the dream.
Because it's not a Colombian sport.
It's not a Colombian sport.
It's not a Colombian sport.
As
if anybody hasn't caught on yet, we're talking about hockey. But continue.
As Colombian parents, or just parents that have never seen the sport, they didn't know anything else other than doing support and drive me to the rink. But they didn't know where to get me to the next level. Like, that was just all me, and it was just all on my shoulders.
That's right. You take that credit, brother. You take that credit. Congratulations. So at this point, you're in middle school recreation, or let's get to the part in high school. If there's a part in high school, I'm not jumping to conclusions, but as far as sports wise with the hockey.
As far as sports wise with the hockey, high school in Florida is just more of just a
lacrosse
sign up thing to do, and pretty much you just go out there.
Shout out to lacrosse.
You play high school hockey. You rep your high school. Cypress Bay. But at our age, from 14 to 18, you play travel hockey.
Okay.
So at that point, I was playing for Junior Panthers, which we traveled all over the States and played.
And how long has this organization been?
Junior Panthers has been an organization for over 20 years, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was when the Florida Panthers started here. It's just like a youth program, not to develop to be a Panther, but more just so like more players sign up and just to get the sport out.
You
there
wanted to
like
grow the excitement that you experience on that sport, and you had the opportunity to. So baseball never came to you. Bowling, basketball.
I don't know. It was just like as soon as I started playing hockey, I just fell in love.
That's awesome.
I didn't want to do anything
It was
else.
it was new
play
love.
3 hours a day and then go home and I'd want to play more.
So were you successful in the high school level?
Yes, I was. The high school level was a lot of fun. It was different. There was actually really good competition. We never won states for Cypress Bay, but we always made it to the Final Four, so that was pretty cool.
Damn, pretty good. So are you since you're born in Colombia, it was the speech off, or do you already knew English by then? That wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big deal.
I picked up English when I was younger. I came to the States when I was 7, and that was like.
I wouldn't think if that's a weird
so.
question, but with a lot of Latinos coming here,
Yeah,
the language barrier
is. is
different for some. They catch it at a young age, and some have that difficulty. But okay, so let's pass that. So, high school.
Yeah.
Colleges are recruiting you, or are you still out there?
See,
are you still out there hard blood soul by yourself?
I am all by myself.
So that's the story the Dream Big likes to expose. That's where the Dream Big moment came through. Yeah. So it's more like when was your Dream Big moment for you to say, I'm taking this or I'm doing it.
That was not for a couple more years later, but hockey in Florida is not really big, especially the high school level, travel level. Usually, kids that kind of start blooming, they start leaving the state early. 12, 14, going to prep school, playing in Minnesota, Michigan, Canada.
These are hot markets for hockey.
Yeah. So, my parents didn't know anything about that, so I just kind of kept riding along. High school, junior Panthers. Just riding along, and then. After I graduated high school, I decided to go to Broward College, and
BCC.
Yep, that's when.
Shout out to Broward.
Yeah,
this homegrown athlete. We had another homegrown athlete earlier in our episodes where Harold Calderon. So shout out to him. But I'm continuing. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. But went to BCC, and I got the opportunity to play another year of the travel hockey, which is my last year, and I did that, and I got scouted to go play juniors. In hockey, it's a little differently. There's some players that go straight from high school to college. There's some players that go from straight to high school to the draft and play right away.
Professional.
Yep. And then there's also high school juniors, which is 21 and under. So a lot of kids when they go to school after high school, they just kind of take like 2 years off and play juniors, which is it's kind of living the dream. You don't.
Would that be considered? Would that be equivalent as in the D League for the NBA?
No.
Developmental league. Or
it's more of a developmental league to develop players to get ready for college.
So every practice, every game, there's somebody watching.
Yeah, there's scouts and stuff like that. Yeah, there's scouts. So I went to. I got.
Wait! I think we're going too fast. You know why?
No, you're good.
Because I'm in college. You're in college in this story, and I want to know the jump from as far as high school, like they were coming to you, like were your parents excited, like were they coming at the door, or was it like phone calls?
No, I wasn't even. Not any
I want to
of
expose on that. Sorry to cut you off.
That,
for the up and coming athlete that's at that level.
Okay.
And if they're not getting the phone calls, or what did you do to get? Through?
Well, for hockey, like I said, we go through the junior process.
Okay.
So junior is 21 and under. So there's some kids that are still in high school. There's some kids that take one or two classes on college online just to start the school process. So for me, I had an opportunity to go play juniors in Philadelphia, and
so was that a letter received or like a phone call?
It was kind of like a phone call from a team that saw me, and they were very interested in me.
Okay, and you received that. There's your number.
Yeah.
All kid like what's up? Hey, we want you to play for us.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
It was exciting. I was very nerve-wracking because my parents were like, "What's this?" I'm still like, I don't know what this is. I don't know where this sport or this is gonna take me. So exactly. So for me, I was very confused.
It's not the traditional soccer.
It's not the traditional like soccer, baseball.
Your parents football. Like, yo, boy.
Yeah.
Or do they talk like that? I don't know. I'm just saying. Shout out to Colombia. I'm Colombian too. I love it to death. So continue. Sorry.
So I went to go play a year of juniors in Philadelphia, and After that process, I felt like I was being held back from the organization.
So you saw yourself with bigger potential.
Yes.
So you were outgrowing the junior.
Yeah.
Or you did your time, you paid your dues, and it's like, okay, now I'm hungry. I want something more.
Pretty much, but like I started in the B team.
Okay.
And started making my way up to the A team, but then like playoffs are coming up, so like they're like, oh, you have to go back to the B team. So, I thought that was a little bit unfair, but everybody has to kind of go through that process. So,
right.
I was like, whatever, I'm here. I'm still doing what I love. I was 19 at the age.
Okay.
And then after that, I played another year of juniors when I came back to Florida, and I was living in Fort Myers. And so I did a year of juniors there, and then after that's when I decided to go play college.
Okay. So now you're college bound.
Yeah.
You the big dog on campus, or you carrying bags? Like, how did the hockey team work? Do they do hazing?
No. It was actually a pretty cool story because after I aged out of juniors, obviously FGCU knew who I was and stuff like that.
Okay.
I came in halfway through the second semester.
Oh, because some players have come from there also.
Yeah.
Before you.
Yeah, and FGCU is also in Fort Myers, so that was where I played in my last year.
FGC, Gulf Coast University.
Florida Gulf Coast University.
Florida Gulf Coast. We got to give shout out to Florida Gulf Coast University. We're going around this whole state with Danny.
Yeah.
Continue, brother.
So after, I started the second semester, so I started in January, and obviously Florida Gulf Coast is a very good hockey team.
Okay.
Division II ACHA.
Okay.
And
that's where the first time I think I saw you, and I was like, wow. This guy went to Gulf Coast and playing hockey. Yeah. Like in the social media posts, it was more like, oh, okay, this guy's doing something. That's pretty cool. I know you wouldn't even think. I know I'm the last person on your mind, but I was like, oh, this is cool. I gotta give this kid some props. Let's do.
So there, my first semester, and we ended up winning a national championship.
Your first year.
As a freshman.
Starter, you were a starter.
I actually got the game-winning goal at nationals.
Okay. Let's take this back. This is DreamBIG HipHop. We set the stage for athletes and entrepreneurs. We set the stage for not only the champions, but for those that don't have the level to make it there. This is for not only those winners with rings and such, but to those that don't have it, that had the tragedy. They all have a story. They all got to a different level of life with sports. And I like to emphasize on sports. A lot of people don't like sports. They don't care about it. But it's a different motivation you get in your part of life that you can share in an extremely talented way in any sport. So Danny had the game-winning goal for Florida Gulf Coast University. What year?
That was 2012, 2013.
Recently. So you a G. Give me hey. We gotta give. I clap by myself for that.
Thank you.
So now you made the goal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dig deep. I hope it doesn't get too weird over
here.
here.
You're good.
Before that game started, when you went to the locker room, how was your discipline? How was your focus? That you said, I'm gonna get in there.
It's a lot of nerves.
The whole team or just you?
It's pretty much the whole team. When you're in that aspect of playing that championship game, I don't care if it's rec league, house league, high school. For me, hockey, I've always had jitters no matter what.
Not even like when you woke up that morning, you didn't know you were gonna make the game when you go
I had no idea.
That game.
No, I never pictured myself like that. I just kind of, I've always worked hard, and obviously it always has paid off for me. So
now it goes in. Everybody's nuts. Everybody's brain exploded like that emoji with the head off.
Yeah.
What happened to you right there? Like, I know you got a million congratulations and high fives and salutes, but was there a next step?
Obviously, I was a freshman, so I played another 4 years. Well, because I came in halfway through a semester, so I ended up playing that half of the year and then another 4 years at Florida Gulf Coast.
Okay, so you got your name in the rafters, or the year or the
not
team?
The team. We have the banner up there, but
that's hard.
FGCU, we definitely have accomplished a lot over there. So like 4.5 years over there. The year after that, we actually had a pretty rough year. And then the next 3 years, we actually made it to the national championship game again. We lost 2 in a row, and then my senior year, we won again.
Ooh, so you won freshman year, lost sophomore, junior, and closed out winning senior year.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Congratulations
again.
So
now it's 2014?
That was 2015, 2016.
2015. 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Great job.
Thank you.
Great job.
Yeah.
So let me put a little twist in this interview for a second,
Okay.
and
Go ahead.
let's let our hair out a little bit. I stand this for Dream Big Hip Hop. I said it already a couple times, but as far as a hip hop angle, which I like to expose or talk about, are you listening to any hip hop in the locker room, or what are you listening to?
It just depends who's controlling the music. I mean, usually I like the hip hop, but like right before we go step on the ice, we kind of put like some rock just before. But I like the hip hop.
So you say tradition to the hockey culture. Because NBA is hip hop through and
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
NFL might be a little pop
bit,
and hip hop through and through, and some rock. But then hockey is usually the stories, the culture, the players.
It depends who's controlling the music. We usually let like one of the goalies do it because I feel like for the goalies have the most important job out there.
So they gotta
they're
fall
out
into
there
sync.
and they're staying out there the whole time, and they gotta, if a goalie has a bad game, we had when we made it to the final on 13, 14, and 15. 12, 13, and 13 and 14. We lost. We blew. We got blown out in the first.
You guys
period.
weren't ready for that.
It's not that we weren't ready. It was just kind of
Too quick.
it's just the hockey guys didn't want us to win. No,
There you go.
It's a hockey term that we use. It wasn't meant to be. And our goalie, both those years, he let in 4 quick ones, and so that's why I like
Open the door.
hockey is based on on the goalies.
Right.
We want the goalies first ones to step on the ice. Like they do their thing.
So they do their stretching.
They do their goalies are a weird, different kind of breed.
Did you ever get in a scuffle?
Yeah, I got
on ice.
Yeah,
because that's mandatory. Is that
juniors,
like? Do they teach you that you have to fight in hockey? Because that's like part of the rules.
It is part of the game. It is. It's more of a respected fighting.
It lasts a couple seconds. It has to be timed because I always see about 4 punches and then they break
It's
it up.
usually when like somebody goes down, the refs stop it. Because obviously it's gonna be pretty unfair.
Okay.
It's hard to get up because it's it's ice. So, but a lot of leagues like the junior leagues, they allow fighting. I got in a fight when I was playing juniors. I kind of blacked out, but I won. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So they got you.
No. Like I'm saying, I blacked out from like the just adrenaline. But I ended up winning the fight. It was just more of
There you go.
we were down 2-1. I was one of the captains of the team.
I don't promote violence, by the way. It's not what I'm doing.
It's part of the game, though.
This is just the hockey culture.
It is. It really is.
You like NBA, you gotta throw elbows. In hockey, you gotta punch somebody in the face.
Yeah, punch somebody in the face. So
it's crazy.
Yeah.
You gotta undress them, choke them, and punch them in the face.
So when I was playing juniors, I'm not really a big vocal leader. I'm more of a leader of a kind of
You're
example.
a smooth dude.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
quick.
I'll give you that because I met you at an earlier part of our lives, and then I was like, hockey, they throwing blows. This dude's gonna have to get that left up.
Yeah. I was never like the fighter. If I have to throw a hit or receive one, I'd be more than happy to. But like I said, we were down 2-1, and
and then
I've always
one
been
of
a
the
goal
rock and roll
scorer.
songs ignited you.
No, I was just pissed. I'm like, damn, I gotta do something. I'm not scoring right now. I'm not assisting. So I was just like, you know what? I just found the closest guy to me, and I was like, we're gonna go. And we just took our helmets off, took our gloves off, we square up, and he just started throwing.
Whew. I can imagine that visual. I'm gonna find that and plug it right here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
That's dope.
It was a lot of fun.
So now you win the championship senior
Yeah.
year. Now you must be on cloud 9. Your parents must be nuts at this time.
Yeah.
They done switched over the soccer jerseys to the hockey jerseys, right?
They're kind of still
Is it
confused
grown?
because
Is the name Echeverri is
in South Florida, in the hockey in Florida, and like
to give props
the
to everybody
community-
else on the team
yeah,
too. But
Yeah. The hockey community in Florida, I'm pretty well recognized for being like Colombian hockey players. So.
Colombian hockey player.
Yeah.
So we haven't even touched that yet. We're still
not
on
yet.
college senior year.
Yeah.
So college senior year, Florida Gulf Coast. Congratulations, it was a blast.
Yeah.
Where did that next stage process to?
So the Florida Everblades it's a AA team.
Everblades.
Yeah.
Florida Everblades.
Everblades.
That's some good shit.
So
Whoever
they
thought
gave
that?
me a camp tryout. It's very hard to make it into that league because, you have to
I'm sorry. They give you a camp tryout, but is that once again on your own? You're receiving the letter, the phone call, the email is all by yourself.
All by myself.
You're saying what time? Tuesday 3?
Yeah.
I'm sharpening my blades. You ready?
It's like a week-long camp. Like, you start.
You have to pay for it, or you're invited?
No, you get invited. You come into the locker room. There's your stall.
You're the 2-time Florida Gulf Coach champ. Like, you get all of the.
But all these guys are all drafted though, so it's very intimidating. I'm also the smallest guy out there.
Always.
So it's always, but I'm the fastest. So that's right. That's what's always.
You got a nickname in college? In high school?
Just everybody from hockey has always called me Eche.
Eche.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it.
It's been my nickname since I was probably like 14. So people that know me from the hockey world, like, they don't even call me Danny or Daniel. It's just Eche. But as soon as I got to that tryout, I was very intimidating because I don't know what I'm getting myself into. I don't know the process of this hockey thing. So I'm getting there. I thought I had a pretty.
But you're talking about the actual training or dealing with the people, or
it's just all of it. Throughout summers, though, I would train with some pro guys that play like overseas and stuff like that. So like for me,
you happen to go on the same trolley as them?
No,
was that another invitation?
That was kind of a little bit of both.
Okay.
It was more of like they're training for their season, and I'm there to help them out, stuff like that. So for
you're
me,
in the mix, and this is
I'm
your life.
in the mix, yeah.
And you're enjoying all of this, and it's like, wow.
It kind of turns into a job, but if you're loving what you do, then it's not really a job.
Okay.
But at this point, like when you're at that stage, at that young stage, and you have the ability to train with people at that high level, what I recommend to everybody is steal that knowledge. Steal all the knowledge you can, how to act as a pro off the ice and on the ice.
Right.
And that was the most important thing to me. And all that knowledge is available to you. It's free. So for me, I did that, and when I went into the locker room, all the guys treated me like if I was there. But unfortunately, I didn't make that team, and that's when I went to Georgia and played up there in Macon for my first year pro.
Okay, I'm sorry. I wanted to give you a drink. Okay.
That's for you, Paul.
That's for you.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, because I'm about to take the lesson.
That's this episode has been sponsored by Beats in the Hood, the Green Mile, the Birdcage, and the Worst. All right.
Cheers.
We turn the AC off, y'all. This podcast is real. That's the thing that I'm trying to bring. It's getting there. We turn the AC off because we want the sound to be right, man. This is where I'm taking this podcast to that level, so you can experience what I experience as we experience it. Feel me?
Yeah.
So now you're working with pros, training with pros.
Mm-hmm.
You associate yourself with an agent, not yet. This is all freelance.
I never.
It's still you.
No,
it's
no
still you.
Me, still me.
So everybody in your family is ecstatic and happy. Like, this kid is
They were. My parents.
They always known you've been a hard worker.
Yeah.
You're disciplined. You love the sport.
Yeah, I love the sport.
Okay, so now, how do you get to this beautiful jersey we have here? If you guys will see it, podcast listeners, I apologize, you can't see the jersey unless you go to the YouTube. So make sure you go to the YouTube and search DreamBIG HipHop. You'll catch all the episodes there. But this one is with Daniel Echeverri. I'm talking about his jersey. Okay, back to the podcast. Talk to us about this jersey, or does that go first? Which jersey went first?
This one went first.
Okay.
This past year. This past year, I got called up to the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, which they're.
Should we give it justice and show the front?
Yeah. Why not?
Let's put this right here. Podcast listeners, you're gonna have to tune in.
So this jersey is Greenville Swamp Rabbits and ECHL, which is the East Coast Hockey League.
East Coast Hockey League.
Yeah,
okay.
So it's AA hockey affiliated with the Rangers. So how the process worked, when you got called up, you went up to Hartford, and then after Hartford, you went up to the Rangers.
So your first visit to this establishment, you were already on, or you had to prove yourself?
I got called up this past year because my second year when I was playing pro, I was playing Macon, which was it's pretty cool because
Georgia.
Yeah. So my whole life, this whole story that I've been telling you from I started playing hockey till end of college, I was the forward.
Forward.
And then when I went to Macon, the coach is like, "Hey, man, like we know we have a lot of forwards. I don't know how you're gonna, be able to, compete with these guys. Like we have a spot on defense. You want to give it a shot?" So I was like, it's a job. I
Okay, so a paycheck is now involved.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so that's where we'll get past the money. It doesn't matter, but you went from training with pros and in the mix, and then you get the call up, Macon.
Yeah.
And you go and you're welcomed, or it's more like it's a job. You're just an employee.
It's more of like, well, you're playing hockey and you're getting paid.
Okay.
That's you're doing what you love, and then at the end of the day, you come home and you get a paycheck. So it's kind of nice.
Okay, so
I played for Macon Mayhem, which they're the SPHL, which is the fourth league. And I was playing defense, and I had a very successful year. I made an all rookie team. I made the all-star team. We ended up winning that year and got this nice.
Let me
nice
pass
fat
the
ring.
podcast listeners. I apologize one more time. You're gonna have to go to YouTube, but what we have here is gorgeous. 37-13-6, 2017, Macon Mayhem. No, this is yours. I don't have no right to be holding that ring because you earned it.
I got another one right here.
Woo! So the last name is there. It says 10. What does 10 mean?
That's the number I wore.
You're number 10.
Mm-hmm.
I know that. So this is a Viking to some sort.
Yeah.
Dope.
This
Shout out
is
to this.
the college one too. I have another one at home.
So that's
That
Macon,
was the
Georgia.
main
This is
goal.
the college.
That was the senior year of college right there.
This is your record in the championship is 1-2 entering senior year, and you come out winning. This is the Florida Gulf Coast FGCU. Show that to these people out there. Shout out to the whole team. I bumped the mic to my podcast listeners. I apologize, but that's dope. Got to give it its props, man.
Thank you.
Did I have it upside down? No, I didn't have it upside down. Good job. That is excellent.
But anyway, from that pro level, we won after we won that year. I decided to come back for another year, and halfway through that year, I got a call from the Swamp Rabbits.
Swamp Rabbits.
Yeah, Greenville Swamp Rabbits, which is the ECHL
In the
team.
same league.
No, this is the higher league. This is
Okay.
Double A, which are affiliated with the Rangers.
Okay.
So that morning, I was in Macon. I was just like, I've been having a good year. I'm just waiting. I've been working my ass off. I walk into the locker room. You have a lounge. We're just watching TV. Coach is like, "Hey, Eche, I need to talk to you in the office." So I come in. This is Tuesday morning, and he's you got a call up from Greenville. You're playing tonight and Thursday, and you'll be back to play against Birmingham on Friday. So I was like, finally, like this is my shot.
Can I dub this real quick? Another dream big moment in your life.
Huge. I was very, very happy.
Like it paid off finally. Is that the call that that minor leagues and baseball? I wouldn't.
Yeah.
You're not a baseball player, but
it's like that one call that you're waiting for to move up to the next level. That your hard work is paying off, and it was just very, very exciting moment. I obviously remember that day because, like I said, my coach is like, you'll play Tuesday, you'll play Thursday, and you'll come back and play with us against Birmingham. So
you're a versatile athlete at this point. You're somebody.
Yeah.
If they're making that call.
Yeah. So I was driving up there, calling my parents, my boys.
And this is last year?
This is this year.
This year.
Yeah. So I was like, damn, this is gonna be sick. So I get there, like the rink is huge. Like I'm nervous. You walk into the locker room. Your stall already has all your gear on it, sticks, whatever you need.
Okay.
Boom, here we go. What do you need? So I go out there. I had a very good defensive game. Smart game. Wednesday usually after hockey games. The next day we usually have off. So
you're on TV.
Some games broadcast. Yeah, some of them are broadcasted on TV depending on what city you're in. So I played Thursday again, and we lost as a team, but I personally had a good game, and I was supposed to go back to Macon on Friday to play against Birmingham.
Right.
And coach doesn't say anything. So I was like, okay.
What do you mean saying anything as far as your travel bag, your schedule
travel
bag?
So I'm just like, all right. So I'm just sitting here. I wake up Friday morning. We play another game.
Okay.
And after the game, he's just like, boys, go home, get your stuff ready. We're gonna hit the road tonight and stuff like that. So I'm like, I didn't say anything. So, I was supposed to be up there for 2 games, and so I packed. I overpacked for a week, but I was actually there for the rest of the season because I was working my ass off every day.
So that's congratulations.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
My bad.
Okay, I thought you were gonna take it to the 11 and say you got dumped in the curb. I don't know. I misread the excitement, but I'm happy for you and let's rock.
Exactly. Yeah. So obviously,
you say you didn't call me, you didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing. I didn't know.
No.
But it ended up.
I actually ended up talking to him.
Hold on.
Anyway, I was saying about getting called up, and coach never saying anything about traveling back. But
So at that moment, they give you the schedule for the rest of the season, or
it was
or
more
is it
of
like, or does that coach say, "Hey, unpack, you're good"?
it was more of you got to keep proving yourself. So after a week passes by, I go into his office. I'm like, "Hey, coach, what's going on? I was supposed to be back in Macon a week ago," and he looks at me. He's like, "Last night and the night before, you played 25 minutes each night, and you're picking up the game quick. You're learning, and you're becoming an asset out there." So he's like.
So are you just like hustling to the puck quicker? Are you knocking somebody on the ass? Like, what are you doing
I'm
specifically?
just every player out there.
You're hustling. You're out there.
Yeah, every player out there has a different piece. It's a different piece of the puzzle.
It's a different duty. You got your different obligations and what you have to do.
This player does this. This player does that. It adds up. And
as a non-hockey enthusiast, I mean, I love it. I'm down with the New Jersey Devils. Shout out to them. And I'm from New Jersey. That's my plug with hockey only, and Wayne Gretzky being a great, and a couple other people. So for you to say that the coaches, you're playing 25 minutes, so it's not your choice that I want to play 10 minutes today, I want to play 25 minutes today, but you're involved in the action, and they're seeing it, so they're like, let's keep it. The vibe is right. Yeah. We can use him further.
Yeah.
So you don't go back. You stay with this team for the season, and does the season end? Like, how far?
Well, so I played I want to say almost 20 games up there. And around that time, I took a knee-to-knee hit, which I fractured my tibia.
Woo!
But we didn't know how serious it was, and in my head, I was like,
fractured your tibia.
Yeah.
And were you attacking because your defense, or?
I was attacking because so I'm a smaller, quicker guy. I'm more of an offensive defenseman, so I like to join the rush. Score a couple goals, a couple assists here and there. But I joined the rush and I took a nasty knee-to-knee hit. It was with a minute left in the game. So obviously I didn't play the rest of the game. But
at that moment of impact, did you say, "Fuck"?
I was just in pain.
Ow!
It was a bad hit.
Did you flip?
Almost. Yeah. It was. I knew something was wrong instantly, but I was up there, so I'm like, I'm not gonna lose my job. So the next day, I played again, and then I played 2 more. I played 3 games with the fracture.
And you just
pretty much a fracture.
You just limped off every night.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with my knee. I don't know what it is.
I knew it was bad, and
Yeah,
then
shit crashed.
like I said.
And this is your first injury?
No.
Okay, so
no.
it's also something that's part of the culture of hockey.
Yeah.
So as a kid that wants to play hockey, you have to know it's just like football and what is it, the mental damages that happens to them.
Yeah.
Hockey gets the same vibe because those guys are coming. The old school pictures of hockey that I think of is a dude smiling and missing 7 teeth.
Yeah,
and one of his eyes is
teammates.
bloodshot red, and he's sweating his ass off with a 6 o'clock beard. That's hockey for me.
Yeah, that's most of my teammates.
You're not that, so I'm like, this kid can't play hockey.
Exactly. A lot of people, they look at me and they're like, "You play hockey?" Smile, and I have all my teeth. So
that's what's up.
Yeah. So, but injuries go as far as dislocated shoulders, surgery in this one. torn ACL, MCL, fractured tibia, broken nose, back-to-back nights.
So you earned everything, and you well deserved that you have scars to prove it,
Yeah.
story to tell it.
Yep.
I'm honored that you're here at this table and taking time to give us this moment.
Yeah.
You know, like I would like to try and expand this topic that I'm doing with Dream Big.
Yeah.
And you're a perfect puzzle, as you previously stated, where the dynamic of this podcast can reach far and beyond.
Far and beyond.
I can now say proudly that a Southern American born player or young man is a professional hockey player. So let's get to the transition of Colombia. You also played with the Colombian hockey team.
Yep.
That when I saw that, I said, wait a second, this guy is in stride.
Yeah.
So what year, how did it happen, and give us that part.
That was about 4 years ago, I believe, the first tournament.
You're in juniors?
No, I was still in college.
Okay.
So the level at that Colombia ice hockey is at, it's not a very high level. Obviously, we're trying to grow as a community, as a country.
So how long has this been going on?
So this has been going on for about 4 years, but the inline has been going on a lot longer. And I just found out about that this past few years. But for the ice team, what our goal was to join the IHF, was the International Ice Hockey Federation. So
International Ice Hockey Federation.
Yeah. So we got invited to this tournament in Mexico as a Pan Am tournament. We had a couple teams show up. We had Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, and then.
So this is something new.
Yeah. So this was something that
Like you weren't on the team yet. The team. Okay, it's been going on for 4 years.
Yeah.
And you're within those 4 years, or you?
Yeah, I was there the first year for the ice. But it was the roller that I didn't know much about. So what our goal in the ice community was to get that membership. So we played that tournament. It was something that I've never done before. Play for your country. You're putting your jersey
and Spanish.
on.
Everybody's Spanish.
Yeah. There's only like 3 or 4 of us that are.
And
that live
college
in the
experience.
States.
These other guys.
These other guys, there's no ice sheets in Colombia. So it was like, I was like, man, this is gonna be an eye opener experience. Like I've never seen more than like 2 Colombians play in the same rink, alone the same team. So I was just like, this is going to be very interesting.
I can imagine the first steps of hearing it.
Yeah.
Like once again, so the phone call comes to you.
I actually knew one of the goalies that my brother went to high school with, and he lived in Weston, and he played with me in Weston, and he ended up moving back to Colombia, and I guess they're in Bogota. There's actually a big roller hockey community down there.
Okay.
So that's why they were, they wanted to start this ice program. So, he knew me and he called me and he's like, hey, man, we're going to try to do this tournament. Are you want to help us out? I was like, I'd be more than happy to, just putting on your country's colors on, it's
that's everybody's dream.
Exactly.
So it's not Olympic yet.
No, we never.
It's just a Colombian team.
So
in a Colombian league,
it's just so it's a Pan American tournament. Like I said, so we have.
You did. Apologize.
No, you're good. It's we had Brazil, Argentina, Canada was there, but it wasn't their top team. It was one of their below teams.
A filler.
Yeah, and then
get the roster full.
Yeah, pretty much, and then who else? We had Argentina, Brazil, us, and Mexico and Canada.
Okay.
So obviously it was a start for us. That first year we ended up taking 3rd place. Come back the next year, we ended up winning.
It's their second year.
And then we ended up winning again the 3rd year.
Awesome.
And the 4th year I wasn't able to go.
So you're winning the Pan American Games.
Yeah.
Back-to-back champs.
Yeah.
And that's what this jersey is.
No, this is actually the one from this past summer, which was the World Inline Hockey Championships.
The World Inline Hockey Championship.
Yeah.
Can we flip that?
Yeah.
So I apologize one more time to my podcast listeners. I do this for a reason, and it's beautiful, as from what I see right now.
So obviously the inline and ice are a little bit different. The inline, we have the federation behind this, the Colombian Federation.
Okay.
So
is that considered el Federación?
La Federación, yeah. So which is, was established in 1954. But pretty much any Colombian athlete that, that has gone to the Olympics or is training to go to the Olympics, they go through them. Especially
okay, so it's like an academy?
No, but like that's who supports like the
institution,
federation.
okay.
Yeah. So and any player that's gonna go, any type of athlete.
And this is also
Colombia.
and this is in Bogota.
This is this is in Bogota. So what we're trying to do, we're obviously trying to grow as Colombia, as we're trying to get more we're trying to find more players out there.
I would like to say that you're trying to find more exposure, also outlet.
Yeah.
So this is also an honor for me to be part of this,
Yeah.
where I can exploit
Exactly.
and promote this Colombian inline.
Yeah.
Inline what?
Inline hockey.
Okay, Colombian inline hockey based out of Bogota. I went to Bogota this past year ago, and we did a Colombian movie with DJ EFN, Coming Home series. It's called Coming Home Colombia.
Okay.
You're gonna love it. We did 2 screenings. We did 3 screenings in LA, Florida, and in Harlem. But sorry to make that shameless plug, but I'm glad that we're able to promote this. And for whatever use that I can do, I'm involved. I feel like I can help you, or we can help each other, or I can just support you.
Exactly.
But this is something dope. This is a good story. I could go back and tell my parents.
Yeah.
Hey, this is in Bogota.
Yeah. And
And
pretty
your
much,
parents at this point are crazy.
yeah, my parents. Yeah. I've always been a humble person, but like when my parents talk about me to other people, I'm just like I'm hiding, in the corner. But so like next year, what we're trying to do, we have the World Roller Games in Barcelona, Spain. So that's what we're gonna be training for in September.
But not playing.
I will be playing. Yeah.
Okay, you have to play, bro.
I know. Yeah, but it's just no more ice for me.
That's the reason where you caught my attention again.
Yeah.
Where I'm coming to social media and I come across this post, and you're basically like on some Dwayne Wade final season. I'm gone. Thank you very much. I had a blast. Let me tie my sneakers and get out of here. And I was like, wait a second.
A lot of people question me. It's a decision that you ultimately make yourself. It's
As an athlete.
Is your body gonna be ready to play another season? Is your mind gonna be ready to play another season? Can your body take the hits? It's a 72-game season.
72 games.
Yeah, so it's
that's serious. Wow.
It's very rough. People still ask me why I did it, but
So how long has it been since you departed from your love of hockey?
I made this decision about 2 months ago.
Super recently.
Yeah.
Not today.
It's something that I don't regret. It's something that when your body, like I said, when you know.
Exactly.
And I could have kept playing and moving up, but I want to start something different. I want to pursue a different career. It's.
But you're giving up the sport in whole, as far as the love, the spirit. Well, obviously not, because you're going to be involved with this.
Yeah.
But when you make that decision 2 months ago, it's more as the schedule, traveling, like you're done with absolutely everything, or just the physical part of getting hit, knocked down, and.
So the pro aspect, you have to deal with traveling, and we travel in a bus.
Okay.
It's a little bit better than the minor league baseball. We actually have a bus with 23 bunks in it, but we travel at night. Bus is gonna pick you guys up at the apartments at 11 o'clock. You get into the bus, you pack the bus, you get into your bunk. If you don't sleep in the bus, you're kind of screwed.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
so
it's grueling.
So it's a very long season too. It's just recently just started. Their home opener was last week.
Is it safe to say that when you made that decision, did your coach call you, or did people call you?
He called me. He called me, and he was ready to offer me the contract, and I just told him. I told him straight up. I'm like, Coach, I have a lot of injuries. I'm not mentally and physically like toughness, yes, but physically with injuries and stuff like that, I can't do it anymore.
Okay, so are you on some type of therapy or treatment? Is the cannabis oil working for you? Like, not saying that he's doing it. Let me not throw it out there. DreamBIG HipHop does not say that Daniel Echeverri is doing marijuana cannabis. I'm not doing that. But it's out there now.
It's out there, yeah. No, a lot of athletes do take it too. it's actually pretty good for your joints and stuff like that. But for me, what kind of gets me through the day is, just going to the gym every day.
Okay, stretching, keeping it mobile profile.
Exactly.
That's cool. So let me say, Daniel, that with this Colombian inline hockey, and your past experience, but you're still playing, are you taking it one day where you're going to say, let me teach the kids, or let me become a coach? Like, is there a next level, or are you still happy with the surrounding of the life that you've created for yourself?
So right now, I kind of want to take some time off, maybe like a month, maybe 2, maybe 3. I'm not really sure.
Is that a big setback? Rather not call it a setback, but...
I think it's just some time. Like, I've been doing it for 20 years,
So you can take 2 months off.
You can take
Come back
some
and be like,
time off.
let me,
exactly.
yeah.
I never took time off. Sometimes your body needs it, but for me, it's what kind of kept me going, and that's why I was pretty successful from not. I never had an agent. I never had somebody to guide me.
And so you made decisions by yourself as
yeah,
well.
Yep.
You got to applaud that, man. People cannot take that for granted, and they got to respect that.
That's why people respected me. At the end of the day, it was my decision to, retire from pro hockey. But, I'm ready for whatever life's going to throw at me next. And, I'm excited.
And DreamBIG HipHop Podcast supports whatever you're doing.
Exactly.
Or in any aspect. Even if you go Dunkin' Donuts,
Exactly.
I'm going to go get a toasted coconut.
But how you were saying about obviously coaching.
I'm not dissing
I know. But like coaching and stuff like that. I definitely want to give back to the sport, especially the community.
You can create like a clinic. Like you can actually make a stamp.
Yeah.
That's kind of impressive, man.
Especially in South Florida, I've already helped run a couple camps, and
but not yours.
My buddy kind of put me in the poster of it. He's like, "Oh, come to this
kind
camp."
of by accident. Hey, let's take a picture. Face of the new
guest
hockey camp.
Guest hockey player would be here, so I showed up. Helped the kids out. I don't want to coach yet. Like I said, I need that break, but I think I do want to give back to that. Hockey was it's the person that made me today, obviously hardworking, never giving up on your dream kind of thing. But especially the Colombian community, I have a lot of people that follow me in Colombia, a lot of people that know who I am.
You imagine doing something like that in Colombia with the camps?
That's why. So the roller coach is the one. There you go.
So that's the next.
So he wants me to start kind of going to Colombia and trying to run some camps. And
we're going to Colombia.
Yeah,
I'll go with you, man. I don't know how to hockey, but we find something to do. I'll keep the score. I can press the button.
Yeah. But no, he was just he wants me obviously to be more involved, and it's a big growing community down there, and everybody knows each other. But a lot of these people know. I went to Colombia this summer, and I was just shocked because everybody was at the rink when I showed up,
Everybody what?
Was at the rink when I showed up.
So you're somebody in Bogota.
Yeah. I'm not even from Bogota.
Where are you from?
Medellin.
Okay, but still, you're big in Medellin too. The name is
No,
big
not really, because there's no really hockey community out there.
So that's why. I understand.
So that's why, when I went to Bogota, it was like for it was for one of the tryouts for the national team. And, it was like a small tournament between like the cities, Bogota, Cali. So it was like all the cities, and, it was just kind of, I had eyes on me. It was kind of cool
scary?
Experience. Not scary.
And what kind of way?
No, it was more of like, oh my God, that's,
we don't want to even put that out there, knock on wood.
No, but like I said, it was just like, you just showed up and everybody just wanted to, shake your hand.
Yeah. Take it, bro. So, you deserve it, man. If you've done all the hard work by yourself, you deserve all of the praise. Yeah. That's why I think it was dope that you came here.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you're doing interviews, but if you're not, I'm happy you're here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And we get to make it happen for real.
Yeah.
I want you to, at this point, I want to say, thank you for coming to DreamBIG HipHop.
Yeah.
I never really like closing the interview. I'm not closing the interview. We're just, having a conversation real cool. But as far as what social media for Colombia Inline or anything that you want to say or promote or speak or, anything, you feel free to just give this opportunity to to give it a shine?
No, I mean, I just want to thank, everybody that's kind of supported me through the process of this, and everybody that's just followed me ever since, day one. Obviously, like, my family, even though my parents were kind of confused about it, but, like, my brothers,
So you got to give the family a shout out.
Family shout out.
I give a family a
especially.
shout out too with the blessing that we have here.
Exactly.
I always give a shout out in the Dream Big podcast to my brothers DJ EFN and NORE for doing Drink Champs and the motivation that I got from that to actually make something like this. But I understand. So family is first. You got to give them love. They've been there from the beginning. They wear all your jerseys, right? They take pictures and screenshots and selfies and Snapchats and all of that shit, right? But what is there anything that you're involved as far as the Colombia, or are they promoting full bleed or anything else?
We're just trying, like I said, we're trying to just
So
find.
you're going it slowly. There's no Instagram page for it?
Yeah, it's Inline Hockey Colombia.
Inline Hockey
Yeah.
Colombia. Go follow it.
Follow.
Let's build this.
We're trying to find, as many Colombian hockey players out there. We have found some in Europe that have, Colombian dad, Colombian mom that have a Colombian passport and that actually do play hockey.
There you go.
So
you're scouting. You're not
that's the
traveling
main
yet.
thing.
This is
Not
all-
yeah. So everything that we've done is kind of been through like social media and stuff like that, and finding these players. Obviously, there's databases for hockey. EliteProspects.com. You can pull it up. Click on the country, and the Colombian players will show
That's
up.
awesome. I want to say thank you.
Yeah.
I want to say that DreamBIG HipHop, we're in episode 5 with Daniel Echeverri, the professional hockey player, the first Southern American born hockey professional athlete.
Yeah,
it's
in the
dope.
United
Think
States.
about it, so you claim that and you're actually taking steps towards the future.
Yeah.
Still with hockey, even though you're retired.
Yeah.
And giving yourself the time to heal and just enjoy
Kind of just love
your own life.
Yeah, just
your
to kind
schedule.
of wake up and be like, I want to teach some hockey.
Are you like are you feel free to go get like chicharron and empanadas? Like, are you there with the?
Yeah, obviously. You
gotta ask that.
No,
Colombian
it
Hockey.
is. I haven't lived in South Florida in a very long time, so obviously you gotta have your arepas and your bandeja paisas.
That's
and,
right. That's right.
Yeah, heat that.
Every time
soul
I hear
food,
bandeja
man.
paisa, I gotta give a shout out to Coming Home Colombia, because in every city we went to, we got that entree. It was dope. So Daniel, once again, thank you very much. This is DreamBIG HipHop podcast. This is Paul here, Drink Champ Sports, shouting out to the Green Mile and Beats in the Hood. Tune in. We working hard. We making this happen. The mission statement is to make a statement on the athlete entrepreneurs. We're balancing this the guests here. We've had a couple entrepreneurs and a bunch of athletes. It's growing. Episode 5. Give us a moment. It's a steady progress, but we building and it's hard. So salute. Thank you one more time for showing up. We had the Birdcage. Shout out to everybody out there, and we out.
Gotta dream big, gotta dream big. Gotta dream big, gotta dream big.